Hello,
Larry.
everyone. Welcome to our Big Idea podcast. We have a very special guest on and a friend of everyone on the show, Don Graff. Don's involved with a really exciting project, and we can't wait for him to share it with everybody. So, Don, without further ado, tell us all about what you're doing and how it's going to really push this industry in a great direction.
Hey, thank you, Larry. Thank you, everybody, for inviting me, Michael and Gary, all over the world. Well, I started a company called Voice Profit way back in January. I've gone through 3 different developers to get it going. I have a half a dozen pilots. I'm waiting for one of them to actually go live, and you learn along the way all the things that you have to do to get approved. And I'm actually Cox approved and Vin Solutions partner after all these months of activity. I've created 7 AI agents, 3 of which actually speak to the customers. It's been a very interesting journey, I have to tell you. You learn a lot about what's going on in the business. I've met with incredible dealers across the country, people that work for dealers like Potamkin and so on. In fact, I was talking to a Potamkin dealer today and pushed me along the way. I'm going to meet with the Potamkin committee in Miami later this month and see if they're going to go for it across their whole organization. They're pleased with my presentation, my willingness to give up a lot of our time so they could learn about how everything interacted. We have identity agents and website chat agents, telephone receptionist agent, callback agents, social messaging agents, landing page agents. We even had an analytic agents that does all the reporting. So on a daily basis, you can see everything that's going on in the dealership, the front end, the back end, the side end. One of the questions the dealer asked me today is this going to be more paperwork for my guys, my girls? They're buried now. How much more stuff they going to have to learn? Said they really don't have to learn much at all. All the reporting comes automatically. All they're going to have is more business. I'm going to be dealing with more customers on a timely basis. They're going to see more activity that's going to be scheduled for them. And if the people don't show, they're going to have automatic reports that tell them when they're going to be there if they don't show on time. It's going to be an amazing analysis of what's going on a weekly and daily basis. And they're going to see that their best efforts are going to be put forth and they're going to be rewarded for it. Any questions so far?
Question for you, Don, is this sounds absolutely outstanding. My question is it going to communicate with a dealership or a rooftop that already has certain programs in place? That's the biggest complaint I've seen is you're going to come in with an all-in-one and awesome, but what is it and how is it going to affect what we already have in place?
That's very interesting. Each one that we install is customized so that it doesn't affect what's going on in the environment already. It reminds me when I recently had an assignment in the Northeast, and my good friend Larry knows the dealer, which will remain nameless. Their website had 39 bots on it already. After I did about 3 visits, we removed about half of them so that the information that the customers were looking for, they could actually get through to, and they could see the offerings that the dealer really wanted them to see. So that's the first thing you have to do is an analysis with the dealer. What is that value? What do you want to accomplish? What are your pain points? Just like you're talking to a customer when you're selling cars when I first came into the business. What are you looking to accomplish today? And a big part of the business is you're not getting all the telephone calls, or you're not getting valuable telephone calls. The customers aren't learning what the specials are. They aren't learning what's going on in the leasing department. They don't know what the hot cars are. A lot of times we find out we're doing reports on used cars. We find out The cars are 90 days old, and they should have been in the front line. They're still in service. Why is that happening? All those kind of things. We analyze what's going on in the showroom and in the service department first to see where the holes are, and then we're looking at what what are the inquiries? Why aren't those issues being addressed? First of all, just like a consultant, just like you would go into a dealership and see what's going on. Then the 7 agents get placed, see what's going on. They're a chat agent, the identity agent, the callback agent, the CRM automation agent is going to interact with whatever's going on in CRM. In order to be approved by Cox, it's arduous. It took 6 weeks for them to validate what we're doing and be approved to be a Vin Solutions partner. So now instead of going through a process and doing all those APIs for 6 weeks, I have a document that I give a dealer, and in 24 hours we're in the APIs, and we save a whole week and a half of processing with the dealer, so they can be set up and ready to go in 3 weeks.
Don,
Crazy awesome. Oh my God.
Don, I'm still a little foggy. So you're going to help me understand this and get through it. Your system takes a look at every phone call, every email, or where are you
Yeah.
capturing?
Yep, all of those things, everything that has to do with marketing, all the communications.
Any communication that somebody from the outside calling the dealer, whether it's for parts, whether it's for anything, it doesn't matter. Your system scrubs it. And so, or your system works in conjunction. So the information's inside the dealer's system. So, so in their CRM, you become an attachment that you have you have the secure data. You can share the data now, and then you're quantifying all that data into nice streams. This one's the part stuff. This is the service stuff. This is the sales stuff. And you don't let anything get through the gate. Anything that comes in, because it's
exactly.
great. I'm trying to, because
everything is validated, everything is processed and sent where it should be as fast as possible. We can make an appointment in 5 seconds.
Okay. All right. So just because we've had now a handful of guests that in certain capacities, they're doing certain stuff. So you have to understand it. So, but you go back and you're looking at, you've been in the industry and you know how they operate. So you saw everything over your years and now you've captured it. So this is just kind of a dealer's best friend. They're going to put all of this noise and all of this chaos into nice buckets that their people can now work out of those buckets, which turn into leads and deals and business.
Well, that's a good way to put it. Exactly. So they're each like in a bucket. They're flowed. Everything would be categorized. Anything that's not fully, how would you say? If
every touch point has to be an end. Any touch point comes in, somebody at the end has to sign off on it. It has to go through some of the system to make sure that there's follow-up and that they're doing it. So it's an end-to-end solution where it's Big Brother in your back.
We make sure all the information is accurate. It's one of the things.
That's awesome.
And one of the things I found out, I didn't mean to interrupt here, but about 10, maybe 12 years ago, I did a Mercedes project for a BDC. And the reason Mercedes did this with all their dealers is they did surveys. And believe it or not, Mercedes was answering the BDC lead in not 20 minutes, not 30 minutes, not an hour, not 2 hours. Across the country, the average was 4 hours. Now, while you think that's crazy, 12 years ago, Mercedes was selling every car they could get. as fast as they could get them. But Mercedes-Benz believed that that was going to change. And God, they were right. It did change. And now, if you don't answer a lead in 5 minutes or 10 minutes, it's like I would tell my guys when they didn't get on the phone in 10 minutes, just tell a customer next, because that's what you're telling them. They're going to the next store because you didn't answer that call fast enough to get their information.
Right, right, right.
You
Whoever
weren't-
answers the
And you
phone to
weren't
give,
nice, right? And you weren't nice enough on the phone to them.
it's unbelievable. And now today just so happens is that they're struggling and BMW is crushing them.
Right.
So all
And
the
Audi's
years
hurting too for some reason. I don't understand why. Nice product line. They're struggling.
I
They'll
mean,
come back.
it's
They'll come back.
you look at different demographics and you would think that some of the people that were making the extra money were still buying their nice Lexus and Infinities and Audis, and that's drying up. It's drying up in a lot of different places, and the affordability when it's like $5,000 down and you're still on $1,000.
Oh yeah. So I had recently I broke my shoulder last year and I had physical therapy and had a therapist that was coming to my house. She was paying $1,000 a month for a Honda, and she had to put 5,000 down. It's a true story. So she was going to go to the Mercedes dealer that I knew because I'm in Bonita Springs. They have a beautiful Mercedes store 5 miles away, and she already had saved 10,000. She figured she could put 10,000 down and pay $1,000 a month and get at least a smaller Mercedes SUV and write it off for business. You know what? She's not far off. Not far off.
Crazy. Crazy.
I mean, Larry and I were talking about this once when I was in one of his training sessions. That's just crazy what the rates are. And now you're financing a car for 7 years.
And
And you
on
have
an
to
added note, Don, just because it's a small world, I just got a service advisor for Mercedes-Benz of Bonita Springs.
Did you really?
Yeah, I sure did. Yep. Small
Good for
world.
you.
Steak
Good
dinner
for
for
you.
you, Don.
Wow. Coming down.
So
They do a great job there. They do a great job.
They do.
yeah.
Hey, Don, do me a favor, because these guys didn't have the chance that I did to sit with you and watch. Tell us some of the results you got. You don't have to say the name of the place where you would set up for it to help answer the calls, and how quick it was and how efficient it was.
Wow. Well, you're answering when you're doing these test sessions. It's just this service booking. We can set up an appointment in 5 minutes. If I show you this is the BMW set that we set up, and we have Rachel here. Rachel, if you call Rachel, she can make an appointment in 5 minutes. All she needs is your cell phone number or your email address. And I found this out by looking at I was at the Toyota store in Naples, and I was talking to them, and I was just had some time, so I looked at the website for their Lincoln store, and the Lincoln store is asking their customer for 17 digits of the VIN number to make an appointment. Now, the average age of a retired person in Naples is like 65 to 80 years old. They're not going to be looking for that VIN number. And they even told them where you could look for the VIN number. By the windshield, I'm starting to laugh, on the car door or under the trunk if you don't have it in your wallet and you don't pull out the ID card. And then on the right side of the the excuse me, the website, it had a button to enlarge the print. If you couldn't see it, this is embarrassing the customer. So I
Right.
said, what can I do to make this easier? I already had the person making the appointment. You just click. There's not even a phone number. You just click on him and he talks to you right away. By the way, his favorite guitar player is Jeff Beck. And they'll tell you what music he likes if you want to go across Alligator Alley from Naples all the way to Miami. But Rachel will make an appointment in 5 minutes just with that.
That's your AI agentic, like that's your AI person or
Yes.
your
Two of them. I
bot.
have two of them there. Then I said, well, what about when it's in the CRM, when a person's abandoning the CRM? Because I have a customer, I have a client that uses their BDC just for 5 days, and then they give it to a call center, an offshore call center, because they found their AI, they're frustrated with their BDC when they have 5 people in a BDC, and now they have two. Because 5 were too expensive and they weren't doing the job.
So the chat bots were giving better results than the people.
Well, now this person will call. Now I don't have a person, but she'll, male or female, she can be Sarah. Like I have one customer that named it Sarah Conover. I'll be back. And Sarah will call you till you die.
That's very funny.
You're coming in.
That's funny.
And Sarah knows all 800 cars that are on the lot.
Yeah. Wow.
Don, what kind of pushback are you getting from the dealers that you got? I mean, oh, we got an AI. Oh, we got an answer.
It doesn't matter. They don't have to have AI. They still have, they can still push a button and do the other stuff. They can fill out the form. They can get their information. Can do both. So about 50%, the public is interested in it. About 70% of people respond to it. 30% don't like it, and they can fill out a form. They can chat. We don't say no. We're just trying to be more innovative. The reason I started doing this, we were talking to Larry one day about our mutual friend, and I found when I'm doing BDC work and consulting that where people used to be shopping, you go on a website, the same website 3 or 4 times, and it'd be a month or 2 months. Now they're visiting the same website 5 or 6 times, and it's 3 or 4 months. So now it's costing that dealer twice as much to advertise to that customer, and they're going back and they're not finding that car because that car has been sold out from under them. Then unless it's an old used car that's been hanging around, they're waiting for the car to go on sale. So now
I gotta ask you, Don, because I'm all into this. What doesn't your system do? In other words, when you go and you say, you know what, our system doesn't have that, hold on to that.
Well, I don't know, because let me go down the bottom over here. I have some notes here. We even have landing pages and analytics. So I can, besides the landing pages that we can create that are customized for the dealer, however you want it, we have conversion and source tracking. So we don't sell any of this. We communicate with your Google. We communicate with all your communication. We know all the channels that are working. We can even run customized campaigns.
And this is just
is free. This is what you're already doing. So we can do it by brand. If you're a Toyota dealer, you want to go after the Chevy guy next door, the the Honda guy, we can do that. We can do it by model. We can do it by zip code. We can generate leads any way you want. We can go after few people that haven't been in a year. We can target everybody in your CRM that hasn't been in for 30,000 mile service. We can go after gray cars, black cars, 6 cylinders, 4 cylinders.
Do you, Don, in there, do you have, like, for the VSC, like, do you have that you're approaching the end of the OEM's initial warranty and that they may be eligible for different coverages? Do you guys get involved in that?
We can do all that as well, yes.
So
I know
you
that
can,
you're in that field.
yeah, so you
do
can
all those
set up
kind of
that your
You
vehicle
can
may be,
campaign anything you want.
and so that's by mining their data. So how many years do you usually go back when you do, when you start with these dealers?
We can go back 5 years as a rule.
You can
The
go
other
back
ones
on
usually
sales
they're dead
and
after
service.
Yeah.
So the first campaigns, you could be going back and pulling 5 years. And then as you start to do more campaigns, you'll see that these people aren't anywhere around, or these people. So you
they're
can,
dead. They're dead.
Oh, they're dead.
I was trying to help a Lexus dealer, and the problem they had is they had just bought the dealership 2 years before. And their previous dealer did not insist on cell phones.
getting cell phone numbers,
Didn't insist on getting cell phone numbers.
So they have a whole bunch of garbage data with no, the whole bunch of.
All they had was either home numbers or office numbers. They weren't even consistent on what phone numbers they had.
And buy sells sometimes can suck. And then for that to happen, where you thought that you had 5 years of, 100 ROs.
10 years. 10 years of data. They think they're getting 10 years of data, and it's corrupted.
And it's useless. It's garbage. Like when you try to extract it, it just doesn't have the right fields filled out, and it's useless data.
Well, especially in the business you're in, when you're selling after sale and you're doing F&I.
Well,
how critical is to have that?
Yeah, well, everything has to be encrypted now. I mean, it's just
encrypted.
You have to have secure systems that when you're passing that customer's information through, you better have that. You better have the tools in place that give the right handoffs, and because that's what the CFPB was going after. And wait till the FTC rears that ugly head and starts looking at F&I again.
In fact, the agent test that we have on our website knows all the laws. Knows everything.
So you embedded them in there, right? By state,
everything
so state and fed, so they and callbacks and do not call lists. Everything.
And also, we don't own the data. The dealer owns the data.
Thank you. That's we've been screaming that from the hills for a long time now.
If you look at our reporting, I'll send you all the deck. The deck. I'm halfway through the deck today with the Potemkin dealer, and it says, "I've seen enough. How much is it?" I'm like blown away. I have my chief marketing officer, who actually is a partner in the marketing company we use. They have 500 employees. I have 17 dedicated to my company to help me get this thing off the ground.
Congratulations.
The owner says, this is a guy 50 years in the business. They had Pam, they have some other stuff they were working with. They threw them out because they were creating too much paperwork for their people. I said, he asked me how much paperwork are they going to have. I said, they don't get any paperwork. They just see the reports on the screen.
Right.
They're going to get
it's in their queue. And so it's secure data that is inside that they can share. It's just such a
screen. It's a screen. It's a screen. That's just what the report looks like.
It reminds me a little bit of what the boys are doing at Agile Auto. They're making it. They're making it as easy as possible to manage a very difficult part of the industry. And when
this is what we all learned. I'm sorry, I cut you off again.
No.
We're listening. We're good listeners. 39 years in the business. I've learned a couple things. You listen to the guy that signs your check.
yeah,
And Staples had it right all along. You want to be a big easy button. You want to make
Yep.
things simple for people.
yeah,
Yeah.
When they're
Yeah.
too complicated, it just turns people off, and nobody has the attention span to deal with those things anymore.
A confused mind never buys.
You know, we're tracking RO at the dealer level. Every call, every level. Every appointment.
You just brought the sophistication back to the business.
Everything is tracked.
Yeah.
They know how many were hit. They know if we're bad or good. It's like Christmas.
You're selling.
Singing a song.
You're selling
We're
cars.
bad. We know it in the first week.
It's
like Christmas.
Yeah, it's
Sing a song. Jingle.
Love it. Don, obviously, we have the information at the bottom of the screen. That's the best way to reach you, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Listen, I've known Don for several years. He's a gentleman. Anything he puts his hand to is done correctly. I've seen his system up close. It's astonishing. Anybody that would like to simplify their traffic, get more traffic, and be able to track what the heck they're doing, man, it would not be a wasted call. If you see his program, you will wind up with it. It just makes sense. Any other thoughts, Mike or Gary or Don yourself?
Well, Don, I look forward to seeing the deck so I can take a look at it, because it's so cool when old car dogs use technology to show how really simple it is to run a dealership, and it doesn't have to have all that other noise and chaos. So I'm looking forward to learning more about your program.
Well, I'm looking forward. That's what my partner said. They're amazed that someone in my age is interested in improving this, and we're just growing together. I mean, we're talking to the dealer today. He's amazed. Said, "Well, is this going to be cookie cutter?" And Rand says, "No, we build the AI deck for everybody. It's separate. You have your own stack. Every dealer is different. We can't build it to be the same. It's not going to work."
Right. Everything's a customized kitchen now.
Yes.
Yeah. And give it to them how they want. And as long as they're going to use it, they're going to operate it, and business becomes fun again.
Even if it doesn't work the first week, we can change it. It's absolutely amazing how quick we have 17 guys on my team.
That's awesome.
I have 17 guys on my team.
That's awesome. Great. Well,
Mike, any last thoughts?
It's so refreshing to see that you're listening, and I'm listening, but I don't have a solution like you have. In other words, communicating technology with the technology that's either already there, or scrap it and put yours in, because it does everything. And all in one kind of products like this, they can't be customized. It's too rigid. And it sounds like yours is flexible enough to get the job done.
Right.
Awesome
stuff.
That's
Tom,
awesome.
we appreciate having you on.
Thank you.
We'll get a follow-up on with you in a couple months to see how this thing's taken off like a rocket, because I know it will. And we thank you so much for joining us today.
Great chatting
My
with
pleasure. I had
Great
fun
chat.
today. Thank you. Bye,
Awesome.
guys.
Great chatting with you guys. Have a great weekend.
You
Have
too.
a great weekend.
Talk to you soon. Come and see me. It's 90 degrees.